Release the street.
Agbaya, 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 Agbaya.
Oh, okay, third time lucky. Cheese, come on, live in the flesh, we are live. It's the Agbaya show. Make sure you like and subscribe. You know you're tuned in to your fine boy Damo Veli Stanfield. Can I get a round of applause, please? Man, them in the back, no round of applause. on the pause thing. But come on, nah. You know, it's a blessed day. Obviously, the weather, you know, it doesn't really reflect that, you know, but thankful that, you know, we see, you know, another day. You know, we're blessed to see, you know, what God has, you know, in store for us this year. Speaking of, you know, what's in store for us this year, you know, got somebody in the building, special guest to me, to everyone else. I don't know, but no, special guest to me because, you know, I've been trying to get her into the studio. At first, you know, she curved me, but you know, I'm thankful that she realized I'm a man of God. So she saw the call and she was attentive.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So without further ado, I want to introduce the Cuved Christian. Come on, my G. Want any extra applause? I need the effects. You know, my guy. You know what it is? Obviously, soon I'm gonna get the sound effect machine.
Yeah.
But now I need help. But nah, you know, I got the Cuved Christian in the building. Thank you for coming on, man.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Come on, man. How was your journey in?
It was alright. Like I said, it's gloomy outside, but I'm still in my bright colours, so.
Come on, man. And, you know, you made it here, you know, with the guys. You're in a safe space now, so I'm thankful, man. Obviously, you know, before we move on with anything, I want you to just tell the people, you know, your name, you know, where you're from, what you do.
Okay, so my name is Alicia Maram Jallo. I am, a lot of people will say an entrepreneur, but I'm a creative. Okay, so I do a lot of different things from singing to drawing to painting to customizing trainers to, you know, speaking in schools. Like, I'm a motivational speaker as well. So I do a whole heap of different things. I don't believe that there should be any limitations on any of us. And so that's basically how I ride out 24/7. My background, my mum is from Brazil. My dad is from Sierra Leone. So I've grown up in a very mixed household. I understand culture and I understand that it should not be messed with. So, yeah.
Sloan and Brazil.
Yeah.
That's
serious mix. Yeah.
It's serious mix, you know. I know the Brazil is you got the football. You play football, yeah.
I don't. I did when I was younger, but then I started having issues with because I got flat feet.
Oh, okay.
So I started having issues, and I used to always kick the ball like that to the side and stuff. So yeah, I had to stop.
You don't know, that could have been your special, unique skill, you know.
Yeah, but my mum she was worried. She was just like, you know, Brazilians are really passionate about everything that they do. So
serious.
It was a thing where she wasn't playing.
That's proper though, like Sierra Leone and Brazil. That's serious mix. We're gonna dive into that.
Yeah.
You know, come on, man. Thank you for coming on once again. You know, but we gotta move on to Agbaya of the week.
Yeah, I haven't had my payment, and I'm obviously skint, and I'm looking to see when their appointment is. Yeah, they're struggling now for money right now.
And obviously, I'll let you see the clip. It's nonsense. People, bruv, these benefit fraudulent people, fam.
Useless behaviour.
What's your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are that they have a bachelor's degree in theft. That's it. As I said, like, as far as I'm concerned, these guys, their job is that, like, they're always saying, well, you're stealing our jobs, you're stealing our jobs. No, they're just upset because they have to share the benefits with us.
Jeez.
Like, ultimately, to me, it's laziness. Like, so as I said before, my dad is I didn't even say actually, he's a dialysis patient.
Okay.
Yeah? And as a dialysis patient, it means that you have to constantly go in and dialyze. What dialyzing is that he, basically his kidneys are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah. So the machine basically does it. He calls it the washing machine because it literally washes through your body for you.
Okay.
So he has to do that like 3 times a week. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he obviously has to go to the hospital to do that.
Yeah.
Before it was long, like we used to do it in the house, and he used to be literally hooked up to that thing like all the time. But now he goes in like every now and then.
Yeah.
And so when his car got mashed up and he could no longer use it, when we went back to our benefits to try and, you know, get that help because he should be able to get that with the amount of points that he has.
Yeah.
we then found out that they've reduced the points down and he's no longer eligible to get a vehicle.
Can you imagine?
So we're like, and it's not like you're getting it for free. You still got to pay a certain amount. It's just that you wouldn't pay the mad paper that you usually would if you weren't getting any help, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been fighting that for like, I don't even know. Like the first report that they gave was talking rubbish about, oh yeah, Mr. Jallo walked in with a phone and a bag on his back. I don't know if they were trying to imply that because he had that he has the ability to do things for himself. I don't know. I don't even understand. Because if people were to really delve into the things that I have to do in my household, I'm his personal admin. I am the chef in the house. Do you know what I mean? I have to do so many different things. Keep the place clean, making sure that I'm changing the blinds and changing all of the, like, it's so many different things on a regular basis. I'm just like, if he was able to do this, I wouldn't have to be here.
You see?
I'm 30 years old and this is what I'm doing. Do you understand what I mean? It's just like...
And I commend and I respect it because it's like, just looking at that video, that must have just infuriated you.
100%.
Like,
because people are taking the mick and it makes it harder for us.
And it just doesn't make sense. Like, there's people out there who aren't disabled.
Yep.
Yet they're claiming disability because they don't want to just wake up at maybe 7 o'clock. They don't want to jump in the shower like the rest of us, brush their teeth, cream their body and get to work.
It's pure laziness.
Laziness.
Yeah. Like there's this saying that says, like if you go to work, you know, you're going to struggle. If you stay at home and do nothing, you're still going to struggle. So you have to pick which struggle you're going to do.
There you go.
Like ultimately, there's always going to be growing pains that come with whatever decision you make. But you have to actually make the decision for something that's going to give you that longevity. Because living on benefits... I'm sorry, you ain't got no skills. You ain't learning nothing new. You ain't doing nothing other than just taking money that's given to you.
Watching Come Down With Me, Jeremy Kyle, Deal or No Deal, claiming benefits.
Watching your paddies with no teeth. Like, come on, find something better to do. Like, I think we need to understand that. I remember watching a video where this guy was basically, he was talking about the fact that his mum was retired.
Yeah.
She's retired and he's taken her through the whole process.
Yeah.
So when you get retired, you obviously go to get your retirement money and all those kind of things. As he's gone to this appointment, the woman said to him, okay, cool. What do you plan on doing now? Like, now that you're not working, like he said to the mum, what do you plan on doing now? And he was like, why did she ask that question? Like, why are you in our business? Like, why did she ask that? And then she said, well, actually, I'm asking this because we're not made to just sit and do nothing. So a lot of people have died off quickly, even before they got to see the rest of their money, because they were doing absolutely nothing.
Oh, wow.
So when the woman said, oh yeah, I'm going to be going to church. I'm going to be, working with my sisters and I've got this Golden Years club that I'm going to be going to and I'm going to be doing all this. So she had all of these things planned of things that she was going to be doing, not just chilling in a yacht or something, like some next holiday. Like she actually had things where she was still going to have purpose. We don't understand that we are literally wired with purpose. And if you don't allow yourself to open up to whatever your purpose is, just gonna die off at that point.
That's the thing. You're sort of 100% correct because you need to apply yourself. I always say there's more to this life than waking up, even on just going to work.
Yeah.
You have to acquire skills.
Yeah.
I even said this year, I'm not talking to no woman this year unless they tell me they play an instrument.
Not they play an instrument.
They
Why?
have to play an instrument.
Why an instrument?
Because you can look pretty, you can have body, you can have personality, but it's not enough anymore. It doesn't seem to be enough. I need more. Because if I'm bringing so much to your world, and you must be able to play something. Even if it's the tambourine or something, maraca. I need
they to play it well, yeah.
You need, because you know what it is, like we tend to just settle for mediocrity nowadays.
Yeah.
Like nonsense, That's why people, like you said, people tend to just go on social media. You hear someone say you still have the rest of your life to live, and you just tend to follow what's on social media. Don't apply yourself. There's people out there that are probably 55 still trying to get a record deal. You see, like, at the same time, I respect it, but at the same time, had you have applied yourself in so many other skills in the world, you wouldn't be still saying, this might be it,
Yep.
This might be the banger.
Yep.
At 60 years old,
Yeah.
your paddies are doing claiming their pensions, and you're still trying to go on freshmen's XXL in America. Like, it don't make sense.
Too many of us are trying to, where did I see this? Too many of us are trying to live in an expired version of ourselves.
Ha!
And because you're trying to live in that expired version of yourself, you're still back there. You haven't progressed. You haven't taken change in. You haven't moved forward. You haven't grown. Like, ultimately, we were told, yeah, when you grow up, you get to do this when you grow up. But ultimately, we're always going to be growing. We're always going to be growing up. And if you're growing up, then you need to start looking upwards and stop looking down, because it's getting ridiculous.
Listen.
Everyone's busy looking behind them.
And now it's a case, because I even said this year, like my mantra this year is don't get left behind in it. Last year was stay consistent. The year before that was be on your purpose. So you can see the developments now.
Yeah, I like that.
So now it's a case of don't get left behind. But it seems that a lot of people are getting left behind.
Yeah. 100%.
And now it's resulted in people calling up the government and claiming benefits because you don't, like you said, you've been left behind so much that now you're chilling with the youngers. They're making money and you're trying to match up with them now.
Yeah.
You see, it's crazy.
Yeah, I like that way of thinking as well. You'll find that not many people have like statements per year or labels for each year. Like mine, I can actually say what they were for the last 3 years. So last year was, this year is intentionality.
Yeah.
Last year was new beginnings, because I literally started a lot of new things and experienced a lot of new things.
Yeah.
And then the year before that was comfortability versus discomfort.
Jeez.
Comfort versus discomfort. So ultimately, when you actually have that mentality, you know you're going places.
Jeez,
Because
come
you've
on.
set your plan to say, this is what I'm doing for this year, or this is what, even if you don't understand it until the end of the year, you know that you have something to label to say, this was a season of my life that I did such and such. I think it's just so important. But people who don't have that growth mindset, who have a fixed mindset, will remain in that place.
And then they turn into, like we said,
There's only so much you can do.
so much you can do before you go to the government and get your food stamps. But we don't call that in the UK, but you get benefits. But you know, you see, what is it, on the dole?
On the dole.
Yeah, what?
I
I don't know.
I can tell you.
I don't know the vocabulary, because I remember back in the day they used to say, "Oh, his dad's on the dole," and that's
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
and I didn't know, but I like that. Listen, we have the same train of
Process,
thought.
yeah.
Listen, alignment. The Cuved Christian meets the man of God. Listen, but listen, big man. I'm not gonna lie. We got to round that up. You are the Agbaya of the week.
Agbaya.
Come on, I gotta take the Agbaya of the week invigilator hat off and put on the bucket hat. You know, man's got you get me, Agar patting me with this hat, you know. Like, it's crazy. We're doing advertisements now. Who would have known?
Who would have known?
Look how far. That is why you are God, Jehovah. Listen, look how far we have come. It's one of them ones, but yeah, obviously, if you do like the hat or whatnot, you know where to find the editor, put the thing up, let them, do the thing. We got to move on still, but wavy hat, you like it, yeah?
Yeah, it's nice.
Would
Very
you like,
nice
would
design.
You, yeah?
Yeah.
You say, this is my first time having bucket hat,
It's not. Do you know what? Even me, like, I'm not really a bucket hat person, but it's nice.
Because I feel like I got a big head in it. So, like, I was even trying to, like, do this thing, but I said, nah, this one feels like it's too...
That looks good, though.
Yeah? Nah.
I think it looks good.
I feel like this is too mature for me, man.
Is it?
I feel I need to
Okay,
be
I understand the maturity side.
Yeah, I need
but
to be...
it looks nice, though.
Yeah, thank you. I need to be a bit more childish. But no, obviously we're moving on, got a little quiz time.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like to, get my guests comfortable and whatnot. Let them choose one or the other. Can be either actors, artists, or anything of my choice.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But are you ready? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay. The first one now is Mackay Pfeiffer or Morris Chestnut.
Mackay Pfeiffer.
Okay.
I know that most of us, especially girls, would probably choose Morris Chestnut because obviously the body and obviously like the roles that he's played as well. But I think for me, it's always going to be off the case of like what roles that they've actually played.
Okay.
And the kind of like inspiration behind those things and, what they've done, the inspiration that came out of it as well. So yeah, Mackay Pfeiffer.
Mackay Pfeiffer. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. I'm a bit surprised in that one. No, definitely, because a lot of people would definitely like Morris Chestnut, but obviously Mackay Pfeiffer, he is a bad man, and girls do like bad man. So obviously we chose one or the other. Obviously, good guys finish last. Sorry, Morris. No, I'm joking. The next one, which I'm following up with, is George the Poet or Dave.
Definitely George the Poet.
Come on.
So it took a while for me to get onto Dave anyway. But so in my opinion, he when he started off, he was an ABC rapper, in my opinion. And as an ABC rapper, I don't mean, it's just poor. I just mean like, it just didn't seem like he was even pushing himself. This isn't to say that he's a bad person. It felt like he wasn't actually pushing his limits and things like that to be like, cool, like this is what I can do. He was just doing it because, he had the name at that point. And I just didn't like that.
Yes,
I didn't like that at all. But he has definitely made a big change as of
100%.
recently. However, I'm still going to pick George the Poet. Being a poet myself,
Yeah.
for me, it's about the wordplay. Okay. And I feel like George has always had that. And the origination of any like rapping or anything like that is always going to be poetry.
Yes.
Before you get to add on like the ad libs and you've got the music flowing in the back and all of that, it is poetry. 100%. It's about the lyricism that comes first. So George the Poet.
And it's crazy, like just to add on what you're saying, a lot of people don't realize that music, rap, all the lyrics is poetry. It's all a form of poetry.
Rap
like
is
people,
poetry. Yeah.
People don't understand that, and people tend to feel that as that person's rapping, he needs to really live that bar, that life. Otherwise, he's fake.
A lot of them are lying.
They're all lying. Listen,
they're just liars.
I said it in one of my other seasons. I said I compare it to people at work overdoing their job. You see, like
getting paid.
You're not even getting paid
enough to do that.
You're not getting paid to be on the roads and live the exact bars that you're trying to. And quite frankly, some people don't even care.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in the gym and I like to listen, maybe I'll put on, I don't know, Gunna or Future or Meek Mill. You understand? But I'm not gonna go outside and think, so go on my phone, okay? Philadelphia, Meek Mill. Oh, the beef that he was in. Oh my God. Like, I don't care. Man just likes music. You understand? And that's the problem. I feel like we just need to understand that. Let's separate this whole thing. Don't overdo your job.
Yeah.
You see, I didn't even explain the overdo the job thing because I was so passionate in the fact of people are just being influenced by nonsense. But all right, let's move on. Benjamin Zephaniah or Wretch 3-2?
Zephaniah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So Wretch obviously is he's good at what he does.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember listening to him back in the day, like him, Kano, and all these other guys. But I will again pick the poet. Yeah. Because I think it's not even the fact that he's a poet. It's about the inspiration that they've had. I know that Wretch has done some serious stuff. Was it Wretch? No, it was Bashi that did that. But Wretch has done a lot of things, especially for us and the culture anyway.
He has, yeah.
And so like he's definitely had influence and has influence even now. But I still think for me, it's going to be the most influential one, which is
Benjamin
Zephaniah.
Zephaniah. You know, when I think of Wretch sometimes, the first song that comes to my head is I don't know where you came from.
I don't know that song.
I don't know where you came here. Don't go, don't leave.
Oh, okay.
Why you?
Sorry, I couldn't get the tone. Wasn't
toned in.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Listen, I used to be in the choir, Don't mock me. I can't sing. But yeah, no, Wretch, big up Wretch, big up Benjamin Zephaniah. But the last one, moving on to James Earl Jones or Aaron Pierre, aka Mufasa.
It's gonna be the OG because they're both of them played the role of Mufasa, no? Yeah. It's gonna be the OG. Okay, let's just clear the air, okay? Aaron Pierre,
that's
is
Mufasa.
A beautiful man, okay? Yes, he's a beautiful man. He's got the nice eyes, all of that. I get it. He's got the height. The fact that he's from the UK and he's not from the US is mad. Yeah,
he's from the ends. Yeah, what
he is. I think he's from.
Yeah.
So he's great at what he does. Like this isn't to undermine him as well, but I'm still gonna go for the OG because the amount of roles that he did, the powerful roles that he did, the voice, like, oh my days, like he gave us the original Simba. Like he gave us the original Simba story.
Some people might even see him as their father, like the acting father.
Yeah, like Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Jeez.
I believe that. Because some people, they play their roles so well that you literally start adopting this person.
RMPA, you're doing your thing. Don't get us
yeah.
wrong, but listen, like, I'm sure you're gonna probably get tired of these girls, perving over you. You might even change your eye color. You might even wear color contacts and start wearing dark colors because it's gonna get too much.
Yeah.
And I feel like obviously we don't understand it because we're not in that sort of limelight.
Yeah.
But there actually might be some creepy people in his DMs right now.
Yeah.
Like,
but also, they get tired of hearing the same thing. Look at what's the funny guy? The funny short guy. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, yeah.
Kevin Hart started doing serious roles and people still weren't taking him seriously.
It's crazy.
He was sick of it. So that's why he started to do the serious roles. And he's actually really good. I watched the movie. It was actually really good.
But it just feel like
But because we're so used to seeing him a certain way, so everyone is still
trying to pigeonhole
fixated
him.
on that.
That's the problem
Yeah.
with our community as well. It's like we can't understand the element of growth and change in some of these characters.
Oh yeah.
We feel like
That's a cultural thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're used to things being the same way.
You see, like even growing up here, it's just like a lot of people will probably still think maybe we do the badness that we did when we were younger now, and just based on the fact that we're trying to grow up and change, they might say, "What?
Why? Stay
What?
the same.
Stay the same, man.
They ain't broke. You know that saying? I've heard it way too many times. They ain't broke.
Don't fix
That's
it."
a fixed mindset for me. So
Trust me. So no. Listen, growth, development. Come on,
Yeah,
we have to do
definitely.
it. But obviously, that's the end of all of that. We've had fun. Agbaya of the week quiz time. Alicia, you're feeling nice. You're bare smiles, bare giggles. I've been hearing the gig, ga ga ga.
Yeah.
So I know that I'm doing my job. Like and subscribe.
that's right.
But obviously, come on, we're moving on to the main thing, and it's just all about the Cuved Christian. So I just want to start off with, who is the Cuved Christian?
Who is the Cuved Christian? So the saying that I always say is curved by the word, curved in design, and curved to stand out. Yeah. So when I first started with the name, it was originally about the fact that so I'm 6 foot and I have a body. Yeah. So I was always trying to find a way to still be modest without having to worry about the fact that, oh, Alicia's wearing trousers or whatever, Alicia's doing this or whatever. And I would always get like compared to the next person or the next girl who basically had less assets in that area. And it was always a case where, oh, okay, yeah, cause you have that, you have to do things differently and things like that. And I really wrestled with it quite a lot. I remember one time I went to a church, like this was before, like when I was still trying to find my own church. I went to a church and this woman came to me and gave me her scarf. She said, "I'm going to give this to you." And she just put it on me. And she was like, "Yeah, because you need to cover up because,
Really?
the other men." I literally was like, so when that happened, I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was like, what, 15, 16?
15.
Yeah. And this woman was saying this to me. So obviously I've had like things like this from young.
Mad.
So for her to be saying this to me, it just made me feel like I was the problem. Like I was.
Just to cut you off there,
Yeah.
because I feel like we need to sort of address these sort of things.
Yeah.
Because I understand she's looking after you. She wants to cover you up.
I don't think
but
she was.
You don't think? Or we say she's jealous.
I was distracting her men. That's basically what it was.
But this
It
is the
wasn't-
problem. Why is it that as men, you're going to church, you're going to even go with your partner. Now you see maybe big bum, busty girl, and now you forgot your partner's even there. You're not even praying.
Yeah.
You're not even closing your eyes. You're not even speaking in tongues.
I mean, that is the problem in the church as
You're
a
not
whole.
you're not even thinking about, okay, the offering or the tithes.
Oh, yeah.
You're not calculating. You're looking at young babe. Crazy.
That's the problem. And it's always it's the fact that they're not held accountable either.
Yes.
It's always the woman. It's always the woman that gets paraded. It's always the woman. She's obviously going to be the pregnant one. So she's the one who's going to have to carry the baby. She's the one who receives the shame. She's the one who gets the humiliation. She gets taken down from her role whilst my guy's still playing the drums. It's things like this that's problematic.
So it was a drummer that was eyeballing you, yeah?
I mean, at that time, I don't even think I even saw. I didn't even,
Editor,
that church, I didn't even see that. I can't lie.
take this one out.
I don't know who was eyeballing me, but according to her, I was being a distraction
That's crazy.
to everybody
man.
else. And I literally, after that day, I never went back to that church. I left.
I'm not
said,
surprised.
I'm not doing this, sorry. But I've obviously I've experienced things like that, and I did not want to be what she was saying, what she was claiming that I was. I did not want to be that. So I also wanted to ensure that other girls wouldn't feel some kind of way too. I wanted them to see that someone who's also in their shoes, which by the way is the reason why we go through mad stuff.
Yes.
It's because you can relate to the other people who are going through mad stuff too.
100%.
So when they're going through it, you know how to talk to them, you know how to approach them, you know how to help them. Yeah. So my aim now was to be able to help others as well. So that was why I came up with the name in the first place, is that I'm a Christian, I have a different body type, and it can be hard. But ultimately, I want them to understand that modesty is not a limitation, it's an illumination. Yeah.
Tell them again.
Modesty is not a limitation, it's an illumination. It's something that actually has your light shining a whole lot brighter, because now you're actually walking with what we know as Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Jeez.
And if you're walking with that light, nobody else, they won't even see anything anyway. Because I think people seem to think that you have to be dressed a certain way, but we have put so much on the physical, on what things are in front of us and what can come to us quickly and all of that, that we forget about the spiritual. The spiritual is above the physical, but we've put the physical above the spiritual.
I just want to
And
let
that's
you
the
know,
problem.
that my dad, is subscribed to my channel.
Is it?
And he's going to be so proud of this episode. Carry on. No. Dad, make sure you tune in. Please, like as well, please.
That's good. But yeah, so ultimately that was my focus. Now, when it came to the whole poetry,
Yes.
I started doing poetry. I became acquainted with my current friend who is a producer / DJ.
Yes.
And then from there, I was going to open mic events, and then they were like, "Oh, would you like to perform?" Or whatever? Because I was doing poetry at that time, but I was just doing it like, in church.
Okay.
Like they would ask me, which even then I was breaking chains at that point because they had never heard spoken word before. So I was doing that, and they were like,
Spoken what?
Oh, what's this? And they're all clapping, and they're like, "Oh." I was like, we can accept this. And I'm like, yeah.
Can accept after they
But you
put
don't know that. And this was me coming in and saying to them, this is actually rap. The rap that you guys say that is devilish and whatever, that's what this is.
And it doesn't, and that's the thing, it doesn't always have to be secular.
Exactly. And that was another thing that I was able to break now, which we actually have young people now who are now coming in and rapping in as well.
Yes.
So I'm so happy that I was able to make that way for them to be able to do that, like within my
sick.
church. So yeah, I was just doing it in church, and then one of my friends was like, "Yeah, come to this open mic."
Yeah.
Went to the open mic, and they had obviously open spaces, and I just went up there and did my thing, and I really liked it. Like I really enjoyed it. But it was the fact that I had the ability to command the whole room. And I said, yeah, I actually want to do this because I can actually show people stuff and explain things to people.
So how old were you when you realised that you had that sort of ability to do that?
I think it would have been the first time I ever did it in church. So the first time I ever did it in church was when I was singing on the team, and then we were doing this whole like devotional throughout the week where you would basically pick a song that we're going to be singing on that day.
Yep.
And then everyone would basically talk about it, or they would send in something encouraging about in relation to that song.
Okay.
And so I sent mine in, and mine was with the song in the back, and I was talking over it like as spoken word. They were all like, "Hold on." What's going on?
So you're ahead of your time, yeah?
They were like, they lost their minds. I had people sending me videos of them praise dancing at their work desk. They were literally like, "What's going on, bro?" They were like, "This is mad." The whole group chat, fire emojis. And then they asked me to do it at the event.
Yeah.
So after I did that, obviously I opened up their doors. Like I was doing it. I did it on the big stage. I did it nationally. Like
Sick.
I was living in Spain at the time. We'll get into that. I was living in Spain at the time. And so they were like, "Yeah, we'll pay for you to come back and actually come and do it on the big stage." So I did. And like from there, I said, I'm actually really good at this.
Hey.
And yeah.
No, you know what I want to ask you, because that just sounds sick, man.
Yeah.
Even, I can't lie, because I'm a very dramatic person. As you're talking about this, like my mind makes me, I'm feeling like I'm there.
Right.
I'm part of the people saying, "Gee, swear down."
Yeah.
But obviously, let me calm down, because I don't want to turn into a fanboy. You lot are my fans. No, I'm playing. So obviously, like, who or what inspired you to go into, the spoken word?
Okay, what inspired me to get into spoken word? So there's a woman called Tamsin.
Shout out Tamsin, come
Shout
on.
out Tamsin, and she was a part of this youth club that I was attending. Now, this youth club that I was attending wasn't a normal like regular, go there, play pool or whatever.
Yeah.
It was one that was focusing on arts.
Okay.
So I think it was every Thursday. Gosh, can't remember that. Every Thursday, so we would pull up and they'd have different things set for us. So they've got a dance studio in there. They've got a theatre set in. They've got like so many different things and so many different spaces. And you can literally go in and be yourself. Like you're there with people who are around your age, who are all interested in this. You know when you're in school, arts, drama, you dumb. Me? What, you man? Nah, it would never happen. So when we were in this space, I was like, wow, this is sick. Like you walk in there, you've got like graffiti going from the floor all the way up onto the walls. Like you've got like the dance studio place, you've got the office part. Like the whole place was just so amazing to me. And I think that was when I was first opened up to creativity, like fully as a whole. I was drawing anyway back in the day, but this was something where I could be in a space that where I was around other people who were like me, like-minded people. Okay. So had a session, a workshop, doing poetry, and we had a discussion, and then we were told to go off in our own spaces and write. So I went into my own space and I'm writing, and I can see that what I'm writing sounds like poetry, and I'm kind of going with the limitations of poems. You know, it's got a rhyme at the end. You know, similar words and all those kind of things. Similes, metaphor, all of that. So I'm like, okay, you know, this looks good, but I wasn't too like fully happy with it. So then I started writing something else. Now I've written something else. Now I'm looking at both of these. I'm like, do you know what? I actually like both of these. Jeez. But I don't know which one to pick. So I've gone to her. She's going around checking on everyone. She's come to me and I'm just like, yeah, I'm kind of stuck because I like them both, but I don't know which one to do. And she was like, okay, put them together. I said, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? I said, how can I put these together? They're completely different. And she was like, it doesn't matter. That's not what poetry is, not supposed to have limitations like as you think. Yeah. She said, what you've done is you've now stepped up a level from poetry into spoken word. Jeez. Yeah. Here you have no limitations. You can rap, you can sing, you can talk. You can have a beat in the back. You cannot have a beat in the back. You can have a pause and then come back in. You can have a flow at one point and change the flow again. Jeez. And I was like, so you mean I'm free? That's what you're telling me.
You're just looking at your hands like, all this power.
All of this power. Got the rings.
Like and subscribe. Come on.
I said, what? I've got it all.
Obviously, all this power and all of that, feeling like the female Thanos and all of that.
Literally. Yeah. Like, I just said, yeah, okay, it's in my hands at this point. And so, because I had really liked the freedom that came with it, and I could say it how I felt it needed to be said. From there, I just carried on writing. And then I was not writing like whenever. I was just writing whenever I felt or had a feeling to exert. Now, why I still do poetry is because gonna get deep now. One day I was abused. Okay? And when I was abused, I literally left the place and I was sitting in the Uber and I was just mute.
Really?
I couldn't speak. I didn't want to speak. I didn't even want to talk at that point. And that was when I kind of saw the spiritual aspect of what had just happened to me. And I was just like, okay, so this thing is now trying to stop me from talking. And I obviously know I don't want that in the long term, but I just don't have the energy to care right now. So what I decided to do was I started filming what was happening. So I started recording. I took a picture of the back of the seat of the Uber. It sounds weird, but I knew that these were things that I would forget. So I was taking pictures of that. I took a picture of the park that was beside me that we were driving past and all this stuff. And I just started writing down how I felt. I think I probably still have the note here somewhere, but I started writing down how I felt and, you know, what had happened and all that. And when I got home, in fact, at this point, I realized how I deal with certain things. Yeah. So if I have a stressful situation or something that was just really overwhelming, I go to sleep. Literally, I just knock out. So I got home, I knocked out. I went to sleep, didn't do anything. I literally just laid in my bed and knocked out. And when I woke up, I was still kind of mute, but I had things to do. I couldn't just chill. Like, I had to literally get to East London because I had a worship thing that I was leading. Damn. So it was like, do you know what I mean? It was like I could not stop at that point. Yeah. I couldn't even analyze it or think about how I'm feeling. And this is coming from someone who speaks to young girls, you know, who knows bare young girls who have experienced this. It's never happened to me, but I have always encouraged them, but I couldn't encourage myself. So I said my best bet to do is to write down how I'm feeling. And so I wrote down, And what's crazy is, like, a lot of us, you know, we think of healing as a long thing, it's a long process, which ultimately it is.
Yeah.
Even when you think you've healed from something, you haven't. So after that happened, obviously went to this place where I was leading with the girls, and I just broke down crying.
Really?
And I just told them, I said, I'm a very honest person, a very open person. And so I literally just told them what had happened. And they obviously like covered me, they prayed for me, they did like so many different things. We chilled, we ate, we still got to practice the song or whatever. And yeah, that was that. Fast forward 2 weeks later, little did I know my healing process was already about to begin.
Oh, so
God said, ain't no wasting time. It's happening now, because it needed to be in the rawness. So I was literally asked 2 weeks, it doesn't even make sense, but I was asked 2 weeks later to write a piece for a play. And basically the play was based on a girl who had been...
Really?
Yeah. Which was so mad to me. But me, I don't get surprised anymore when God does stuff. I don't get
Oh
surprised
no!
anymore.
Sometimes you just sit there saying, "Listen, God, if this is what you want me to
It is
do,
what it is.
I'm not even fighting
Yeah,
it." Yeah,
literally. So I had to write a piece for that, and so I wrote a piece for that, and obviously performed it at the end of the play, and you know, so many people were literally like, "Nah, like what you had to say, everything that you said in this piece, everything that you did, it literally brought the whole play together in one." I had not even seen the play. That's another thing that's mad. And I said, it just goes to show the similarities of what happens to so many of us. We think, yeah, don't go down an alleyway because, you know, no, it could be someone that you know. It could be in a place that you've been to before. It could be in a comfortable bed, one of the biggest beds you ever seen in your life. It could be in one of the most comfortable spaces, yeah? And it could still happen. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was the fact that I went mute and I needed something. Poetry saved my life.
and listen, we're thankful. Like even just hearing that story, like I know there's a lot of people gonna be watching this that can relate to that, and I feel like these are topics we need to bring to the
100%,
forefront.
like-
I think we do stem from like probably being ashamed, embarrassed that these things happen. But listen, these things happen.
Yep.
Like
There are good people and there are bad people in the world. Like there are people who get swayed one way and people get swayed the other. Like you're going to cross paths with these people.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's just how you bounce back from being in that presence.
Yeah.
Like when you're in that presence, like I go by this sort of saying nowadays, like from probably 25 upwards, like I stare my killer in the eye. Whatever. I'm not saying I have a live killer coming after me, but whatever it is, any adversity, I stare it in the eye because I'm letting that know, bruv, I ain't scared of you, cuz.
Yeah, this is my path.
You understand?
You're an obstacle.
You're in my way.
Ain't no way you're
Move.
sitting in my chair.
Move, man. I said move.
That's it.
You know them ones there.
That's
so
it.
and that's how I go by. So it's just like just hearing, what you gone through, your story, like you said, like you went through it, not saying that was God's will. But obviously it's a case of God's giving you that opportunity to help other people. Yeah. Like navigate them through that situation, that feeling, that emotion. And I think, listen, I respect it. You're listen, Alicia, listen, there's a real G here, like, because, no, the reason why I say that, because my definition of G, you don't need to be banging your gun and all of that. Like, you're looking after your dad. Yep. 30 years old. Yep. There's people out there that probably, married off. They don't care about their parents. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that you don't want to get married. Of course you do. And that's going to happen.
I do.
It's going to happen. Grace of God.
Yeah,
But it's a case of, like, you're not running away from family.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You see? Yeah. And now, like you told us, spoken word. From 16, you have somebody coming to you, try to tell you, cover up, instead of to tell the other guy, close your eyes, focus on...
Or even just approach me in a better way.
In a better way. Maybe talk to you outside, or maybe even talk to your parents. To say, just listen, there's maybe men...
That's true, because that's overstepping. Safeguarding.
You understand?
That's overstepping, yeah.
Come on. And then now, situations, now you've put a piece to a play that's probably spoken about what your situation, and people have given you crazy adoration for it. Yeah. So, like, listen, I already know you have a purpose. You have a reason that you're here. Yeah. Long may it continue. Yeah. You see? 100%. And, like, even the next thing I wanted to talk about was, like, the challenges you face, but you've already. Why are you ahead of the game?
So many. But do you know what? There's one that I actually did. Yes, so I did a story time about this.
Yes.
Up until now, it's still blown up. Like
Really?
people are still like liking the whole story time. But basically, this nose ring does not want to stay.
Gee, that's
But
God's
anyway,
will. He says,
Honestly, tell me, take it out.
take it out, come on. No.
But yeah, so-
do you wanna put it back on? Or
Oh no, it's fine.
okay,
It's all
cool.
right. Okay. Okay, very quickly.
Yes.
I lived in Spain.
Okay.
Yeah. When you are a business student, or even just, I don't even think it's just business. I think it was something that was introduced a few years ago. It's called the Erasmus program.
Okay.
So you basically, as a university student, get the opportunity to travel and study abroad.
Yep.
So I did that. My
Yeah.
second year, I studied in Spain.
Yeah.
I was studying international business with Spanish.
Okay.
It just made sense for me to go to Spain.
Yeah.
They let you choose where you want to go, which is dumb. Just send people to what they're doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But obviously, some people are not doing a language, so they can pick whatever. But I chose Spain.
Yeah.
Gone to Spain now, and I knew I was gonna experience mad stuff. I knew I was gonna experience adversity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
Yeah.
my skin,
Yeah, no,
their skin,
yeah.
I'm different. You know. So we got to this place called Sevilla, and this is where I'm living now. From the get-go, from the moment I left my house, madness.
Really?
Left my house. The guy I was dating broke my suitcase. I said,
The guy you was dating
Yeah.
broke your suitcase.
because we were walking out. My guy didn't know his own strength. Pulled up the suitcase and it broke. I said, my jigger, I'm moving. Basically, I'm moving house for a whole year. Do you think this is gonna be light? Why would you do something like that? So in the moment, this is obviously going through in my head, but I thought, forget it. It is what it is. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tell too much of the story, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
started from the beginning. That's the
Yeah.
point I'm trying to make. So I obviously get there to the country, and you can go and watch the story to see what happens when I got there. And the first black person that I encountered, madness.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys watch it as well.
Make sure you watch it. But yeah, I experienced a lot of like racism over there.
Yeah.
And to them, it wouldn't be racism. They don't think they're being racist. They just think that you're not what they're used to.
Yeah.
And ultimately, any black person that you see over there, or who lives over there, who has basically come over from Africa, they are either a pimp or they are a prostitute. So when they saw me, like bright, shiny trainers and all these kind of things, they're thinking, oh, what the hell is this? What's going on? Like anytime that I walked past a restaurant, everybody stops.
Really?
Plates clanking, everything put down, stop talking, looking at me like, what the hell? Why are you here? What are you doing here? What makes you think you can walk around here? I looked them in their faces, you know. I stopped because I couldn't believe that everything had stopped. It was almost like when you hear a crash.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, like where did that come from? When they stopped everything, I literally turned as I was walking past this restaurant and I was like, what are these, like...
You're probably even panicking yourself. Like,
I was like, are they going to shoot me up? Like, it's just like, what's going on? But yeah, I experienced a lot of things out there. But that whole experience as a whole had me understanding like who I was.
yeah.
That it wasn't necessarily like there are different seasons in your life where you're gonna have to do different things.
Yeah.
So if God is telling you, cool, take time away and actually isolate with me, because isolation by yourself, problematic. Isolate with me, cool. And I had to understand that to the point that I almost got pulled into a Mormon church because I thought, yeah, I need a church. I need a church right now.
Oh, wow.
God was like, I told you that right now you're supposed to be focusing and spending time with me. Yeah. But also understand that the enemy can come in and lie to you and start making bare different things. So you have to know who's talking to you. Always relate back to the Bible. Always do that. And always like do your research that way to be like, cool, is this actually the fruits of the spirit? Or is this actually the fruits of the flesh? Like, or the works of the flesh, sorry. Because the flesh doesn't give fruits. Yeah?
Jeez, come on. Listen, already we're getting deep. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, quick question. Because you're saying a lot of Bible quotes. You're saying God's will.
Yeah.
Do you pay your tithes?
Do you know what? This
Like
is
and subscribe.
Do you know what? This is something that God has been talking to me because, and I'll tell you why I've struggled with tithes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. So I've always given offering,
Yeah.
but I've never been a fixed giver to say, 10% of what I'm doing, of what I'm giving. However, I'm already giving 10%. Like, so that's why I'm kind of like, I don't understand. Now, when I say I'm already giving 10%, I mean, I'm not putting in the basket. I'm the kind of person who, any person that is led towards me who might need it or is struggling, and it was something that was always happening. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'm going to be giving my 10% to that person that needs it, to that person that needs it. And that was what I always kept it for.
Okay.
Aside from that, I'm the youth director. Do you know what it means to look after kids?
Jeez.
Let's not even get into it. I'm the youth director at my church. And there is a lot of money that you end up also using for yourself. This is not coming at my pastor, because I know my pastor will look at this and be like, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to claim back. But there is always going to be those additional things that I'm going to want to do for them. And I don't necessarily want to always be going into the church's money, because this is something that, you know, other people have given and it can go to other places.
Yeah.
And so I'm always still giving my money in certain aspects, in certain areas. But as of lately, God has been like wanting me to focus it that way and also understand that I can still get it back tenfold.
Of course.
Like my friends, I call him a baller, but he literally is like currently studying like the understanding of what it means to give and how much you get back. Like there is a science behind it that we fully haven't unlocked, that when you actually freely give, you are freely given, like constantly. So he's now got into this like motion of like, if someone needs it, he's done. Like there is no question. And if God says to him, cool, I need you to go to this person because she's about to have a baby and give her money to get a buggy, he'll do it. Yeah. To the point that like he covers me. Like if I'm at the church, at his church, and I need to get all the way back because his church is in Ballston.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I need to get back home. He's like, cool, yeah, just tell me how much it was. Just go and I'll obviously cover it.
Jeez.
And it's not even a case of, because people will be like, oh yeah, what, he's doing too much. Like he's got a wife, blah, blah. And it's not even about that. It's not, don't you?
I know, sorry. sorry. I'm joking.
People will look at this and
Yeah.
they'll think, oh, but you know, if I was married, I wouldn't be. It's not a case of that. Like, obviously, we all have friends. Like, I've got male friends, I've got female friends. We understand our boundaries.
Yes,
like,
of
you
course.
understand that there's things that you can do, things that you can't do. There's
course.
settings that you can be in and settings that you can't be, etc.
But family is family.
But family is family, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, he's understanding the whole works behind it. Yeah, of giving, because it's not just me. There will be plenty of other of his brothers and sisters who he will also be given to, because he understands that when you give, things come back to you. Like ultimately, we always say, "Oh yeah, opportunity." Like I wrote a piece about opportunity, and I was saying that opportunity isn't something that just comes to people because they're rich. Yeah, opportunity is something that comes to someone who is actually doing what opportunity requires for them to do.
Jeez.
Do you understand what I mean? Before I became viral on my business page, before I got to, I think I went up to 100K. Before I got to 100K, I had to be living, eating, sleeping as someone who was worthy of being at 100K.
Jeez.
If you are not living that way, if you are not moving that way, then you cannot expect these things to come to you, because you're crying empty tears at this point. You're asking for something that you're not even living up to. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have to be living in that lifestyle before you can ever get to that thing. Opportunity will reach out for you. You won't need to call it. You won't need to ask somebody to give it to you. It will just reach out to you. 'Cause you're already doing it.
Hallelujah. Hey, listen. You know, as you're speaking to me, yeah, I'm staring in your eyes and I'm thinking, bruv, I'm just saying in my head, amen. Yes. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. I give you the praise. I give you the glory. No, you know, it's because it's one of them ones, yeah, because you're speaking with intention. You're speaking with purpose, and it's making sense. And like, you're right. Like, this can't be lukewarm in this life, you know? Sorry, carry on, cause...
But yeah, no, the main thing is, whatever it is that you're looking for, you have to be ready for it.
Okay.
Ultimately, you need to ready yourself. So I've been saying, you know, God, I want to be married by the time I'm 30, blah, blah, blah. But God's looking at me like, you ain't ready. You're not ready. You need to sort yourself out first.
And
You get what I'm saying? And like, even when it comes down to like having kids and stuff, my thought process is I need to get rid of certain traumas.
Yeah.
Because I refuse for my kids to have to struggle with that.
Yeah.
I refuse it. Like, we are in a generation now, which I call the creative generation, where a lot of us are able to think like that. And it's great. We can't expect our parents to think that way, because they had a different lifestyle. They had a different thing.
100%.
They had different things to conquer. They were breaking different curses. Do you get what I'm saying? So for us now, we have to be thinking, okay, cool. What is it? What's the next level of thinking where I don't want my kids to have to struggle through that? And I know I've struggled, so I need to fix it. I need to break it for myself so that it's not a chain that's also on them.
And imagine, you know, as you're saying that, there's people out there, their parents have probably spent most of probably 20 years breaking curses, only for their child to bring that curse back into the house.
You just said it.
Can you imagine?
You just said it.
Can you imagine?
Hey, I always say it when I go to the schools. You guys are so lucky, you know. You're lucky that you're in a school. I always ask them the question: who in this room, their parents went to university? They can't put their hands up. Who in this room, their parents went to college? They can't put their hands up. There's maybe a few more now. Yeah. Who in this school, their parents even went to school in the first place? Still, there are people in the room who have not put their hands up.
Bro.
It shows you what our parents have done to get us into this position. Stop looking at everything like right now.
You know?
Looking at it at face value. Think about where it is that your ancestry has come from, but also where it is that you are going to be going. Yeah? It's not about right now. And any kids that could possibly maybe be watching this, yeah? Any parents that want to show this to their kids.
Come on.
Yeah? I want you to start thinking about the long-term lifestyle, the long-term legacy, not the short-term enjoyment. Cool, you're enjoying your life, you're living your best life, you get to go out with your friends and do whatever you want to do, but ultimately, what's going to be left after this? We remember Michael Jackson because of his legacy.
Yes.
Yeah. We remember what's his name, Black Panther.
Yeah. Chadwick
Boseman.
Yeah.
Because of the legacy. My man didn't even live a full life. But he left a legacy. So you need to think about, what will people say about you? What do they say?
100%.
If they were to talk about you and you weren't in the room, what would they say? Oh yeah, he's funny, innit? When we're in class, he's funny, innit? That's not enough.
Remember back in the day, he used to rob man. Remember when he stabbed that person? Like, it's not enough. He used to get all the girls. She used to get all the guys.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
It's not. That's not anything that anyone would be proud to say, yeah, my mum did that.
You know?
My dad did that.
But it's something like you said. We need to ease off the physical and focus more on the spiritual.
That's it. 100%.
You see, and listen, we're in alignment right now. The spirit is in here.
Yeah.
That's why I already know. Like, that's why I'm so happy I've had an episode like this.
Yeah.
Cool. I've had other episodes where had bands spoke about a lot of things, but when it comes to these sort of talks, I can really
delve.
Thank you. I'm gonna say I can really F with it, but the way we can delve and we can enjoy this moment and like, come on, man. Like, Alicia, you've been sick, man. Long may it continue. Like, definitely. The last thing I want to ask you, you know, advice to your younger self or people looking up to you. If you saw your younger self now, what would you tell her? Or alternatively, people looking up to you who want to get into your field of work, but they don't know how to. They've probably struggled. Like, what would be your advice to them?
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Jeez.
I think that would be my focus. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And the reason why I say that is because comfort is great. I could be in this chair and it feels warm and it feels nice. I'm not going to want to leave this chair. I'm not going to want to change anything. Even if you give me the money, I'm not going to want to run down to IKEA and get a new one. I'm comfortable. This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm warm. I don't need to worry about anything. But what discomfort does when you're in a chair that's uncomfortable is it promotes success. Jeez. Now, how does it do that? It promotes success because it gets you up to change whatever it is that might be around you. It gets you standing up, first of all, and you know that even in being in that position means that you're no longer slouched where you're at. So it has you standing up firm in an understanding of exactly who you are and where it is that you're going. Yeah. Now you're trying to find something better. And when you when you go through that whole season of trying to make that change, of course you're going to have some ups and downs. You might not be able to fit the chair through the door. You might not be able to do all these things, etc., etc. But ultimately, you start to see that the success that you have at the end of that, of now getting a chair that you worked for, is that now this chair is actually like, it's built upon the success that came along with it. The success is all of the struggle that also happened. It's the fact that I made it to this point now to say, cool, I actually worked for this, but I had to go through this to get to this point. So I always say that, like, that was one of the biggest lessons that whole year that I called comfort versus discomfort was one of my biggest lessons. Don't get too comfortable in this short-term enjoyment and start looking at the long-term legacy. Yeah. So don't remain comfortable and focus on what kind of things do I need to do in order for me to get to that point of success. Because ultimately, anyone who says that they don't want to be successful is a liar. It's a lie. And it's not even that you're a liar. You've believed the lie. You've believed it, because a lot of us are like hearing things from other people. We see our parents living a certain life and we think that that's the limitation for us. We don't think that we can ever be something bigger. Like my mum came over from Brazil living in poverty. Poverty. When I say poverty, she was eating out of her neighbor's bins. That's the kind of poverty that my mum came from. And so in coming from that kind of poverty, everybody around her, when she would tell them that her dream was to go to the UK, they would laugh at her. They said, what? They were like, first of all, racism ended in the 50s. So they were kind of like, what, you think that you're going to make it over there? It ended in the 50s in Brazil anyway. Yeah. But everybody always laughed at her. But her focus and her drive was her reason why. Like, exactly. And for her, it was like, my why is that I don't want my kids to live the same life that I had to live, that me and my siblings have had to struggle with, that my mum has had to go through. That's not going to happen for me, and it's not going to happen for my kids. Amen. And so she was focused on that mindset. So when you have that mindset to say, cool, I want to get to something and do something and be somewhere, keep going to that thing. Yes. You can't stay comfortable. 100%. You have to come out of that expired version of yourself, because that expired version of yourself does not belong in that space that you so much desire. Oh. It doesn't. Those regs that you currently have surrounding you, and I don't mean the regs that I'm wearing. I mean the things that are surrounding you, the people that are surrounding you, the place that you're currently in does not belong in that place that you desire to get to, but you do. So you have to get rid of them things and go there. But yeah, I'm talking a bit too much now. So yeah.
No, you're not, bro. I'm trying to. You need to talk more. Like I'm just staring at you. I'm thinking, cheese. Come on, preach.
Yeah, but that's basically it. Like, don't get too comfortable. Start accepting the discomfort. Yes. And if you look at it like an eagle gets to a point where it has to make a decision. Am I going to live or am I going to die? Yeah. They live for a certain point until their beak now curves over, their claws curve over, their wings get too heavy because their feathers have grown out so far, and they have to decide, am I going to live or am I going to die? So when they decide to live, they have to now go through, I can't remember how long it is, but it's a period of time that they have to go through. They have to pluck out their own feathers, which is the equivalent of you scratching out a tattoo until all of the ink is gone. You're basically losing your skin at that point. Yeah. And then they have to bash their head on a rock until their beak breaks, because now it's curved over, they can't eat. Oh, okay. They have to crack their claws so that also breaks and the new ones grow in. And they have to wait through that whole process as well. And they have to do it to themselves, for themselves. And once they've done all of those things, they now live an extra 40 years. So you have to decide, am I going to remain here like a little pigeon? Or am I going to put on my coat as an eagle so that my wings can actually spread? Am I going to make that change now so that I'm not weighed down by my past? So that now I'm actually looking ahead of myself to see where I want to go. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, have an eagle mindset. Don't get too comfortable and start finding comfort in the discomfort. Yeah.
Damn.
Amen.
Amen. That's... Listen, my brain, this is overload right now. Like, that's it. I don't know. It's maybe it's the dopamine effect. I don't know. Like, I'm feeling euphoric. And you brought that. Like, and long may it continue. Like, wish you the best in everything you do.
Thank you.
Like, I know you're gonna do well. I know. I've already scheduled a part 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know you're coming back because I need to hear all the updates, everything you understand, because I know there's going to be development. Like, you've been sick, Alicia, and I know that, greatness is loading for you.
100%.
Like, obviously, before you sign out, obviously, I just want you to tell the people where they can find you.
Right. So you can find me on Instagram or TikTok. You can find me at Customs UK. That's CUSSTOMS UK. That's on TikTok or Instagram. Or you can find me at the Cuved Christian, literally as it said, the Cuved Christian. On Instagram or TikTok. Also on YouTube, but I don't really. But there's stuff there anyway. If you want to go over to YouTube, there was a piece that I recorded and filmed that you can actually watch on there. So,
jeez, come on. And obviously, not gonna lie, like, I did ask Alicia to come with her spoken words. Yeah. I mean, do we have this?
Yeah.
Have you done your homework?
Always.
Come on,
I'm a good girl.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like, I'll be honest. Like, you guys need to check out her stuff on Instagram. Like, she's so talented, and I know her latest piece is gonna blow you away.
Yeah. So this piece is called Cinderella, and it's called Cinderella because it kind of gets you to view yourself as you are in wherever it is that you are, and it's kind of like accounting for everybody. And we all have problems, we all have situations, but it's about thinking about, cool, I'm in this situation, but how do I get out of this without gluing myself to whoever's around me? And just because this person is going here, that I should go there. Like, stop letting other people run your life, basically. Yeah. Okay. Who the hell do you think that you are? So what? You think you can just walk around in someone else's shoes? Shoes not here for you to choose from open toe to wide fit. From closed toes, you flopped, flip. And yo, those flip flops on the wrong foot. Better yet, take off your socks. If you really want to be like her, take them off. Let's see if the shoe fits. Stop trying so hard to be like her. Stop trying so hard to be like him. Stop trying so hard to be like them when you were made differently, not to be like them. Different eves, times, days of the week, month, years. From your mum drew tears, giving birth, pushing you out from her tum. Not hers, not her mum. Your mum, yeah, your mum. Because you were made to be here, live here, eat, sleep and breathe here. You were made to be here, live here, eat, sleep and breathe here. And you're tired of me saying it, but you were made to be here, live here, eat, sleep and breathe here. Because you'll save a life here. Stop the bleeding here of a hurt queen here. Bring up broken people from the grave here. Cinderella, you'll clean here, eat, sleep and breathe here. Don't you know that this space was made for you here? Not her, here, over there in her space there. Over here where you can say, this is my space here, my space here. And in my space here, I'm standing planting my flag in space here. I'm standing planting my flag in space. I'm standing planting my flag in space. But I don't need another space jacket. Because my space was made for me to hack it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My testimony will be of me in my space, me in my town, me in my space where I'm supposed to be, me in my space where I'm supposed to be here. You guys know about the story of Cinderella. Cinderella was on the ground, she lost both of her parents, and then she became a princess. No, Cinderella was on the ground, she lost both of her parents, and then she became a princess. Lost but found, the amazing grace that seek the lamb over there, because that's where she was supposed to be, over there. And then you got her ugly stepsisters with their fat feet, trying to squash their fat feet inside her shoe, inside her life, inside her boot, inside. But they and her, so they cried, outside. You were made to be here, live here, eat, sleep and breathe here. You were made to be here, live here, eat, sleep and breathe here. And they're tired of me saying it, but you were made to be here, live here, eat, sleep and breathe here. And all of your stress here, and all of your struggles here, and all of your trials here. No, in all of your challenges here, you were made to be here. Regardless of what it is that you were experiencing right now, you were supposed to be here in this space. Even right now, you were supposed to be here watching this. Even right now, you were supposed to be here subscribing to this. You were supposed to be here. Because right here, there's something that you can receive from the Agbaya show that will take you over your obstacles into that next space. You were supposed to be here. Even with those struggles, because they will chisel you, build you, grow you into the person that you were supposed to be tomorrow. You were supposed to be here. Thank you.
You see, yeah, this is somebody that deserves Hakasan, Nobu, Rocker, what's the other, Birkin bag. This is somebody, you said, babes, I'm hungry. I'm going to go. Bro, don't even worry. The food is already there.
That's right.
Cooked.
That's right.
You don't understand, but that's sick.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Like, so talented. And listen, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you tune into Alicia, the Cuved Christian's content. I'm going to put everything out there on the handle and to put the handle on the screen, in the bio and everything. But I'm blown away. That was cold. That was cold.
Fire. Thank you for having me.
That was cold. I'm a fan. Listen, I have no shame. I have to say it. Listen, like and subscribe. We're out.
That's right.